Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to have this conversation. One, because I am chatting now to someone who I greatly admire. But secondly, because I think that everyone who's going to watch this, you watching this, wherever you are at the moment during this challenge, you are going to get so much value from this conversation because it's going to inspire you, it's going to motivate you, but it's also hopefully going to be something super practical that you can see wherever you are, whatever you're going through in your career. There's so much that you can do. So today I'm talking to, I think it's funny because everyone who I end up working with end up somehow becoming a friend of mine. So this is really cool. Today I'm chatting to Kuhle Mthembu. Kuhle, how are you?
I'm good, Zanele, and thank you so much for inviting me to be here with you today.
It's fabulous to have you. You know, you and I feel like we chat on and off, on and off, even though, yes, you are part of my course community and we've even worked one-on-one. But the reason why I asked you to come through is because you've got such a great story that individuals need to hear. And I mean, you're one of many of my course students who have just done such amazing things. But your case is so special because you've even got, and I think everyone's going to see this as you speak to us, but you've got this little twinkle in your eye when you speak because you're so filled with hope and passion, which I really,
Yeah.
really love about working with you. So let's start here, Kuhle. Maybe give us a bit of background. Tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are, just as an introduction.
Okay, Zanele, thank you so much for inviting me once again. And as you will know, I'm a business coach who focuses on getting you prepared for any situation in your business environment and immediately provides you with resolutions to any anticipated challenges in your business space. So, in a nutshell, that's basically what I do primarily.
So exciting. You're so poised. You have such a clear, like, this is what I do and I'm not confused, which I just absolutely love because I think for most of us, we still struggle to articulate. And I know every now and again, depending on how nervous we are, it can be so nerve-wracking to be able to strongly articulate and stand behind what you do. So I just love that you have gotten to that place and you can just clearly understand what you do. So let's
Yeah.
go back just a little bit, Kuhle. Take me back to before you and I worked with each other. And I mean, now you're a business coach, you're doing all of these amazing things, but just take me back to just before you and I started working together, before you were part of my course community. Tell me about Kuhle at that time. What was he doing? Who was he?
Yeah, you make me remember those days, Zanele. I mean, before we started working together, I had an idea of the actual content that I wanted to deliver to the public, as well as to my coaches. But I lacked that clear picture of all of my offerings, or maybe how or what will my offerings looks like to my client. So I remember when we started, we worked on that vision board, and there was a moment of cognitive dissonance right in me at that moment when we started, because I just didn't believe I can do so much more. Something within me didn't allow me to break out of my shell. So that's how everything looked like before we started.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Oh, yeah. And before the call, I mean, guys, you didn't see this, but before we went live, Kuhle and I were literally reflecting about conversations we'd had in 2020 and 2021 and how humbling
Mm.
it is as a human being to look back and go, oh my goodness, I remember where I used to be. And sometimes it even feels so abnormal, right, Kuhle, like as if it wasn't
Yep,
even new that long ago.
exactly.
Crazy how that happens. So now
Really cool.
let's fast forward into where we are now. You are such an inspiration. And I look at what you're doing, both, I mean, you now stepping back, but you've done some great work with Toastmasters, you have built your own business, even further to what it was. But you're such an inspiration to not just myself, a lot of other people that watch your work. Tell us a little bit about now. What are you up to now? What are some of the things you're doing now? Who is Kuhle now and what is he up to?
Well, I like that you touched quite a number of things that I do with Toastmasters and all other spaces. But right now, I'm helping many of my clients in the business coaching space. I use a model that I personally call integrated adversity preparedness model. It's an IAP model. What it does, it reveals holistic challenges along most relevant resolutions for you, depending on where you are on your business journey. That has opened a lot of opportunities for me to use my personal technical skills like project management, because prior to me doing the business coaching, I was a project manager as well as a construction manager. When I'm coaching a particular client, we eventually reach a point where I must give examples of what I mean about a particular aspect of a business that has to improve. So when I have to get that, then I then find myself having to coach, and over and above just coaching, manage that small project, which will then get that particular shortcoming improved for the client. As a person who enjoys being pragmatic, I find that an absolute pleasure to work with my clients in that way, showing exactly what do I mean when I say this can improve in this way, in this manner. So doing that allows me to spend longer time with the client, which at the face value, yes, it may mean more revenue for me, but also it ensures that my client benefits more as my presence is maximized. I think that's what it is, Zanele.
Yeah. What a big shift, Kuhle, from, I mean, you used to be in the construction space quite deeply, and you still do a little bit here and there in that space. But now you've almost, it's as if you've shifted industry focus almost completely. But also what you've done is that you now have a career that's a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this. Tell me how, what was the big shift that needed to happen in your mind for you to go from I work in the construction space to I am now a business coach, a facilitator, a trainer, and all of these other things? Oh my goodness, what happened? Talk me through that.
I mean, Zanele, it was too limited prior to us having working together. You know, I remember very well that, yes, there were those desires, but I really do believe that the vision board was really, really helpful in setting the tone of my coaching journey with you. Personally, I had forgotten that dreaming is the biggest component and part of what we do daily. You know, you just do things as how you usually will be doing them, but you forget to dream big and see yourself as that particular person. So when I began to dream, as you were forcing me to dream, not forcing, but going through the vision board, I realized that there's so much more from me, and we needed to figure out a way, how can I get there? Then eventually got a lot more when we worked together on the technical aspects of things. But I still believe that that vision board is the very, very important foundation. You know, we may rush to have all the technical stuff, but if we really do not know how it looks like, we definitely won't get there.
Oh, powerful stuff. Now I can tell that you're a speaker, because even the way you speak, you're motivating me, which I think is so powerful. Oh, I love
Who
that.
am I?
It's so powerful, because when we've worked in a particular space for a long time, we can get so stuck to think that that's what we're capable of, that's what we can earn, that those are the only people we can inspire and grow and just be a part of their lives. But the pie is so much bigger. And I love that you said that that's where it starts. And literally with the career review checklist, which is the rebranded course, that's where we start. We start with beliefs and vision, because that's the first step. If you can't see it, it's going to be so much harder to reach for it. Now, let's get a bit practical, Kuhle. You did say you're a pragmatic guy. So let's get a little bit practical around this conversation. What do you think were the aspects that made the biggest contribution? And you already, I guess, touched on this a little bit around the vision, that you found that that part made the biggest difference for you. Is there anything else that maybe you put into practice, like maybe beliefs or even practical habits that you put into practice that you found really, really helped you and are still helping you today?
Some of my beliefs is really, really believing that you're going to do it, because whatever that you tell yourself, it is true. I think I like what Henry Ford says, whatever that you think it is. It's going to be. I'm just paraphrasing that quote. So the correct belief that I will attain this and I want to attain this is the most fundamental thing for me. Maybe you will remember when we will speak at some point, I remember you will say, tell me if you feel it's too tight for you, you can't deliver this in the next week. And I'll say, no, it will be delivered. And at that time, it's not that I had crafted anything. It's because I was going to go and craft whatever that we had been talking about. So basically, just have a correct belief within you that this is possible, this will be achieved, and it will be. Obviously, you do need some assistance around you. That's why I came to you for assistance.
Yeah. Oh, and you really were like that. I remember I used to say, Kuhle, are you sure this timeline that we've set together is sufficient for you? You said, no, it's fine. I'm going to deliver. And you would always deliver, which was so impressive, because do you know that actually individuals in course communities, about half of the individuals who buy courses don't finish them, or half of the people who commit to journeys with a coach, with a mentor, don't follow through, because that's the part where most people struggle. And I found that the reason why I invited you is because you had the secret recipe around committing to yourself and putting in the work. So let's end off then, because now I'm throwing all of these compliments at you and just, you know, it's just all this working so well. Let's throw in a final tip. Do you have any final tip for career movers who are in this situation now? They've come onto this challenge and they're asking themselves, I've been feeling really stuck. I'm not too sure where to go. Maybe I haven't built my vision, but I know that it's not where I am. Maybe it is where I am, but it's in a different position to where I am. Or maybe I want to start a side hustle. Or maybe I want to start a foundation, but where I am doesn't quite allow me to do that. I'm not sure how to start thinking about it. Any one tip, or maybe more than one tip, that you can give around where to start where they are?
Look, I can talk about maybe what helped me. I think it's better that way, because whether you like it or not, sometimes that career shift will be imposed on you. You may think about it and delay it, but at some point it will just reach you wherever you are, and you have to, you just don't have any choice at that particular point in time. So have a correct belief system. Just believe that it's going to happen well. But obviously, I wouldn't lie and say you will succeed by yourself without any assistance of any coach. You do need a coach. It doesn't matter whatever coach you choose, but you do need some assistance from outside, because these are people that understand the industry and they can sort of like work as a turbo booster for you. They will jumpstart you to a particular level in the shortest time possible. So have a correct belief system, know that you're going to do this, and reach out, get a coach. They will assist you. Or even if it's not a coach, start talking to people. I remember when I started this shift, I spoke to a fellow Toastmaster who was just at the meeting, and as we were conversing, I got to hear about an organization which was a Professional Speakers Association. And after that, I met a whole lot of business people, a whole lot of coaches. I mean, the rest is history now. I don't know, I can't even count all the steps that I followed. But just talk to someone, there is a coach somewhere for you, and make sure that you stay true to what you believe as well. Get going.
Wow, that's your superpower. You are a go-getter. You have a bias for action, which I think is one of the biggest reasons why you have gotten as far as you have. And I know when you share your reviews, you're like, oh, Zanele, I've worked with you. And I can say that, you know, after our work together, but I always turn it back to you, and you know this, because you are the one that pushes yourself, which is really the best type of person to work with. So thank you so much for just being who you are. The lives you impact today. When you tell me about your coaching clients, it just always, oh my goodness, you have no idea. It always excites me, because I've always believed, and I think I've told you this during our sessions, that you were born to just make waves. And and you're doing it. And there's only more to come. So the sky is not even the limit.
Yeah. Thanks to you, Zanele. And I mean, I don't know how to thank you, but just thank you for everything, for opening, for enlightening something in me to show me that I can do this thing.
Of course. Now we're going to start crying on this call. Okay, no, never mind. Thank you so much, Kuhle, for your time. You're absolutely amazing. How do people reach you if they want to connect with you, follow what you're doing, maybe just get inspired by watching your journey? What's the best place for them to go?
I think the best place for them to go is kuhlemthembu.com. It's kuhlemthembu.com. You can hook me up from there. There's every link that you may need from that website. Thank you, Zanele.
Oh, you're so welcome. And thank you for your time with it.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.